On this channel we talk about trading a lot, because every single year there are millions and millions of people that start trading, join it for the first time, and make the same mistakes as everybody else. I think in the past year alone they said it's about 50 million new people get introduced to trading and started that doing actively, with the projections being somewhat around 80 million for this coming year. And just like in the gym where you can make beginner gains, you also make the same beginner mistakes over and over and over, as everybody, or at least most people, have the same first weeks and few months within trading and fall for things that can be avoided. The question would be, if there are more people joining when it comes to trading, are people also making more money on average? And the answer is no. The more you know, the better you do within trading, and for most beginners they don't know that much. Plus there's a system that is designed to benefit people who have been active for a long time, the experts in the space, compared to people that just join. This is PvP. When it comes to just data alone, which I like to focus on because men lie, women lie, numbers don't, in the first year alone, 84% of all traders lose money. And within, I think, a 10-year time frame, it was like 99 point something percent of people lose money when they actively trade. And there are a couple things you can do against that. Number one is you buy and hold, but that's kind of boring. Or option two, you can trade, but with tools that actively help you. So if in the first year 84% of people lose money, that means 16% make money. So all you have to do is be part of the 16%. And you're all fine. And to make that easier for you and skip pretty much the entire learning curve where you mostly learn by losing money, I thought I'll show you a couple of things that I found recently that might help you quite a lot. And for that we have BingX. Not necessarily just as an exchange so you can buy and sell crypto as it's normally the case, but for the different options that they offer when it comes to starting out and focusing on copy trading so you can see what somebody else who does successfully trade make and simply copying their trades, but also some of the things that they're somewhat pioneering in when it comes to AI-based trading, as well as a setup for trading bots that do the work for you. Because in that case, it's not about you driving the car, it's about you being the engineer that tells the machine how to drive. And being the mastermind behind it means you just have to make a couple good decisions, well informed and thought through, with the help of all the available tools, in order to do quite well. Now, in case you haven't used BingX before, the good thing about most exchanges is they show not just their spot trading volume of 1.7 billion in the last day alone, but also the assets that they actually hold. So if you want to check what they hold, on what chain and what amount, including 1000 Bitcoin just here alone, with the verified wallet down there, which you can check on a site like Mempool, for example, where you see that on November 6, 2024, they added 100 Bitcoin to it, making the new total over 1000. It's being held, there's nothing that is pending, there's nothing that is being moved in the last year and a half. Been around since 2018, with at this stage over 40 million users available in like 100 plus different countries. For being one of the most reliable, comprehensive and easy to use exchanges in all of crypto. Now that's great and all, and signing up of course is free, link for that down below, but it's more about what they do on the site, as they combine both the professional aspect when it comes to trading, but also everything you need to start out as a beginner. And with what they offer, it's more like having an assistant right next to you that doesn't charge for their services and helps you along the way. Kind of like how ChatGPT can be your personal assistant, same thought here, but trading based. And while there are lots of different things available, which can be quite overwhelming to begin with, let's say you just start out in crypto. For that, they have copy trading as an entire section. BingX was also the first exchange in the world ever that had copy trading as a feature, with over 1.3 billion copy trading orders alone, and about 580 billion in volume just for that, with lots of additional trading pairs and additional options to choose from that are updated regularly. They have verified traders listed on here, for which you can see what they trade, how many people are following them, what the cumulative profit and loss is, their percentage win ratio, and how they've been performing so far. On this one, for example, there will be 426 people that copied this trader's trades, with a 75% win ratio and a return on investment of 18%. So you had to do nothing but click on copy up here, and that's it. So if you don't feel that secure with your own decisions, you can click that button. But that's not there for just spot-based currencies, but also for futures. Now, futures is far more risky because there is a leverage to it, but you can also see based on the percentage in profit and loss gained. Where we started over here just a month ago on January 5th. So far up until now, we're up to 919% or 1700% over here. You get the idea. And when it comes to that section alone, most exchanges don't have that. And it allows you to pick and choose how you like from hundreds, if not thousands of different traders. So you can pick exactly who you like the most, who do you think has the best performance, highest chance of doing well, and you can pretty much outsource all the work, which means even with market volatility over a long enough time frame, which you can also select and check down there, there are not just lots of people copying it, but also lots of people making profit that way. You can do that with small amounts, controlled risk, pause whenever you want to, adjust it, switch traders. There's not like a lock-in where you have to follow them forever. You could stop within like 1 minute if you want to. Plus, they're also super focused on AI and including AI within trading to redefine the future of crypto trading as a whole. They're also not just a Web3 AI company, but as far as I know, the world's first all-in AI exchange, as that is a huge factor for them. That it's not just a feature that is available on your computer, but also when you prefer the app on your phone, they have this whole walkthrough as well on how to set it up, how to install the app, and then see the options available within AI Master, meaning all the thinking is done by the machine. And you can then pick one of the strategies, for example, where you see 273% APR in the last 2 weeks alone, or you get Satoshi or Vitalik, lots of different things available, as well as how much people earned while copying that strategy. Gives you all the details you need, and it makes trading a lot easier again because you can outsource your thinking. And in case there are any questions, you can always ask the AI itself right here, where you would simply enter the question that you have in the chat, and then after some deep thinking, it replies to you in the best possible way so you can make a good decision. So in the top right corner, you can see the AI function, AI Bingo, for which you can ask anything about investing. For example, if you were to earn $2,000 a month, what percentage would make sense to dollar cost average into Bitcoin? Because you want to be smart, want to be slow, steady, as that seems to win the race. Now in that case, on the analysis it says, what is the right percentage? Recommended range is 5 to 10% of the monthly income, so between $100 and $200. Ideal starting point, right in the middle at $140 a month. Why is it doing that? What's the example? What do we have in a year? And to what amount would that compound quietly in the background? What happened recently to Bitcoin? What do we think is going to happen? As based on certain analysts, Bitcoin might bottom around 60,000, should be the lowest that we've seen. But then again, can also go fairly higher. There's a saying that time in the market beats timing the market. That's why when you DCA into it once a month over time, it probably outperforms somebody who tries to wait for the best opportunity, as those rarely come. Now, how would we set this one up on BingX? So we have auto investing. We will go to spot trading, auto invest, choose the Bitcoin and USDT pair, frequency monthly, amount to 140, pick a day, let's say the 5th of every single month, and confirm. So let's see. We would head over to spot, then Bitcoin and USDT for that. Then over here on the trading bot section, it says recurring buy. We would select that, and we will then pick USDT, which is what we pay for in Bitcoin, and the amount, preview, and then you can set it up that way, which is what the AI told us exactly to do. And as far as I know, I haven't seen this on other exchanges yet, but it can also help you think and make decisions. If you want to think about, does it make sense to hold Dogecoin? If yes, what percentage of my portfolio should that be? Should we get into memes? Should we buy Solana? Is that going to go to $1,000 or not? Are there arguments for or against it? It makes researching and analyzing a lot faster and more efficient. So it doesn't tell you, yes, do it. It tells you why or why not. And then lastly, which I would like to touch on really quick, is anything futures based. Quite a lot to choose from, and I mean roughly 1,000. Give or take, meaning if you like XMR and you do want to have some leverage behind that with an updated version and layout, then you can have your market orders, your limit orders, your leverage selected up here up until 50x for this, for example, cross margins opened, anything you like when it comes to more advanced and specific trading when you have enough experience for that. So both for beginners and people that are just starting out, as well as people who are advanced in trading, have been around for years, they offer quite a lot of things. When it comes to just futures, they're also one of the top 5 derivatives platform in the entire world, for which they have exclusive guaranteed price features with zero slippage, dual price mechanisms, lots of flexibility, and all of that combined means when you see a price, that's the price you're gonna get. So on other sites, you might have slippage of a couple percent here and there, where you would see Bitcoin at, let's say, 76,700, but because of some fees and slippage, you'll buy it at 77,000. And on here, that is not the case. The price you see is what you get. Plus, they're now a Ferrari team partner, which is pretty cool. Which means, if you watch Formula 1, you might see that soon on the front part of the car, which means Leclerc and Hamilton are gonna represent the brand too. They also have super low fees, obviously, when it comes to trading. They got a full mobile app if you prefer to use it on your phone. So in other words, trading doesn't have to be complicated or difficult, especially when it comes to starting out. You don't have to watch like 50 different tutorials on how to set up things, how to read different charts and analyze different patterns and movements in the market. Because of AI and the tools that are available, you can simply use your mind, try to describe what you want to happen and your thought process, enter all of that, and then let that work for you. And as they're pushing pretty hard with incentives for new users, right now they're not just a ton of different events for additional bonuses and prizes, as well as additional rewards when it comes to trading. But for example, when it comes to peer-to-peer, they have a Kickstart challenge, deposit 30, get 50 for the next 4.5 months, which again is kind of free if you would use the service anyways. And while lots of people right now especially are waiting for a better period in crypto to enter because we are just down like 10, 12, 13% in the past week alone, 20% in the past month, and it feels like we should have sold a month ago. The truth is, especially when it comes to investing, first of all, nobody knows what happens. And second of all, when it feels like the market is down, the sentiment is low, and people don't like it, that's when you're supposed to buy. You know the whole buy low, sell high thing? This is the low part. Just for some extra food for thought. And usually on a period of a downtrend, the uptrend happens next, so we'll see how it goes. And if you want to check it out, then I will have links to everything down below. In the worst case, you sign up, it's free, you don't like it, done. Nothing to lose, lots of things to gain. And while lots of people are waiting probably for the next couple months to find the best spot to enter the market, to finally start, it might be a good thing to start already, to be ahead of the curve. Links down below, everything is free, and I see you in the next video. Take care.